The dog kept sitting between the toddler and the door. Nobody understood why. They almost didn't stay long enough to find out. Petra and Joel Whitmore had been told by two separate people to rehome Biscuit before their son turned 2, a neighbor. Joel's mother. Both well-meaning. Both certain. The golden retriever was getting territorial, they said. You could see it in the way he positioned himself. Always between the boy and whatever was happening next. Theo was 20 months old. He had been walking since 13 months, running since 15, and the particular kind of fearless that makes parents age faster than their years. Biscuit had been in the house for 5 years, easygoing, unhurried, the kind of dog that fell asleep mid-fetch. He had tolerated Theo's arrival with the calm of an animal that had decided on his own terms that this small, chaotic creature was simply part of the household now. Then Theo started getting sick. Not dramatically sick, fussy, slightly off, crying more than usual in the early evening, not eating his full portions at dinner, looking through people rather than at them sometimes. The pediatrician said it was a developmental phase. Molars coming in, sleep regression, nothing to worry about. Biscuit disagreed. The first sign came on a Wednesday. Theo sat on the playroom floor and began to cry. Not a sharp cry, a thin building. One, and Biscuit crossed the room and did something he had never done in 5 years. He put both front paws on the carpet, 6 inches from Theo's knees, lowered his nose toward the boy's face, and held it there. Not licking, not nuzzling, still. His nostrils moving with the focused rhythm of an animal taking something in. Petra called him away. He went. He came back 3 minutes later and did the same thing. Joel watched it from the doorway. Jealousy, he said. He wants the attention when Theo cries. Petra wasn't sure, but she trusted Joel. She trusted the neighbor. She trusted his mother. She had 3 people telling her the same thing, and only 1 dog telling her something different, and the dog didn't have words. She went back to making dinner. Over the next 8 days, it happened 6 more times. Each time Theo cried, Biscuit came. Each time the nose went toward the boy's face. Each time Petra redirected him, or Joel put him out of the room. Each time Biscuit returned with quiet persistence that looked, from the outside, exactly like stubbornness. On the 9th day, Biscuit stopped coming when called. Not aggression, not agitation. He simply sat at the entrance to Theo's room and would not leave. Petra physically moved him twice. He returned both times and sat again facing inward, his breathing slow, his attention fixed on the boy sleeping in the crib. Joel called his mother that evening. She said what she had been saying for 2 weeks. That dog needs to go. Joel made the call the next morning to a rescue they trusted. Friday pickup. That was Wednesday. If you stay for stories about what animals sense before we do, you're in the right place. Subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Thursday night at 11:47, Biscuit began vocalizing outside Theo's door. Not barking. A low, sustained sound that climbed in register every 30 seconds. Something Petra would later describe as the sound of something running out of options. She was at the door in 20 seconds. Biscuit pushed past her. Theo was in his crib, eyes open still, not crying. His face had the slack quality of a child who no longer had the energy for it. His lips were the color of something washed out. Petra reached in and lifted him, and the weight was wrong. Too soft, a looseness in him that belonged to a child already at the edge of what his body could hold. She called 911 before she called Joel. Theo's blood glucose at arrival, 33 milligrams per deciliter. Dr. Ananya Rao, pediatric endocrinology at the Children's Hospital, walked them through it the following morning. Theo had a rare insulin metabolism disorder, his body releasing insulin in erratic surges, dropping glucose without warning, without noise, without any of the obvious symptoms a parent would recognize as an emergency. The crying in the evenings, the fussiness at dinner, the looking through people. All of it was his body running below what a child needs to stay fully present. She looked at Petra. The dog was detecting the isoprene compounds in his breath, she said. When blood glucose drops, the body produces a chemical signature in exhaled air. A dog's olfactory system reads it at parts per trillion, long before any monitor, long before any visible symptom. He wasn't being territorial. He was alerting every single time. Has your dog ever done something that made no sense until it was the only thing that made sense? Tell us in the comments. These stories deserve to be heard. The rescue call was cancelled that Thursday morning before the sun came up. Biscuit came home to a house where Theo now wore a small, continuous monitor clipped to his arm. Biscuit sniffed it once, looked at Petra, and lay down on the carpet at the boy's feet. He hasn't moved from that spot at night since. Every guardian deserves to be seen, even the ones who never had the language to explain what they were doing. If stories like this matter to you, subscribe so you never miss the next one. Dr. Rao's exact words before she left the room. Another 22 minutes at that level, and we would be looking at a very different outcome. She said it quietly, like something she had learned to deliver carefully, because the weight of it never got lighter. Petra has not forgotten the number. She has not forgotten Wednesday night, or the call she almost didn't cancel, or what it feels like to realize that the thing you were about to give away was the only alarm in your house that was working. Biscuit sleeps at the foot of Theo's bed. He doesn't need to be told. He decided a long time ago where his post was. Next video, a dog who began acting strange 6 weeks before a diagnosis no one saw coming, and the one behavior the family dismissed every single day that turned out to be a warning they should have listened to.